is, but I think that we talked about half the operating budget is dealing with public safety. Is the mayor role to take a leadership role in the community about advocating for both operating or long-term financing of assets that are required or otherwise requested and at least justified by the public safety?
Take a second before I answer that to address Mr. Washington's comment. I entered this race in mid-February when no one else was stepping up to challenge the mayor. I was in this race for 2 months talking about these issues before Mr. Washington decided to enter the race for the second time after he dropped out of the mayor's race 4 years ago. So these issues are mine, and I have been talking about them and listening to the community and making sure that we have a competitive race against Mayor Lane in November. So it's critically important that we address these issues, and I appreciate Mr. Washington parroting my issues and my philosophy about government. As far as the mayor's role there, I very much believe that the private sector should be driving most of this development, whether it comes to golf courses or support for car shows or all the different things that go on in the city. The first thing that our city government should be thinking about is, can the private sector do that, and is that a role of government? So I don't want to see us taking on more debt. I think it's burdening us, and it's driving up property taxes, and it's taking away from the core city services that we see every day, that we don't have the resources we need for infrastructure and for our public safety team because we are spending on all these superfluous things that are not the point of city government. And that's going to change in the next few years.
All you have to do is go to the city's website and watch the replay of the city council meetings, and you'll see who was there objecting to this budget. You will see who has been there for the last 10 years working on these issues. I understand these issues because I've been there. I served on the city task force. I've been on 2 city commissions. I've been advocating for these issues in my neighborhood and neighborhoods like mine across the city for 10 years. That's no mystery to anyone. But to the specific point, I think you can't examine how much money we're short in public safety unless you examine how much money we have and how we got to that point in terms of how much money we spend on other things. And I very much appreciate you trying to keep us on topic, but I believe it is directly germane when you're talking about the stuff that we spend money on that we shouldn't be spending money on. There are 2 weeks ago, there was, or I'm sorry, a week ago, there was an item approved to spend $4.5 million on the Scottsdale Cultural Council. I've been after those guys, I've been after the city council to enforce some accountability in that contract, 20-year, no bid, sole source contract for $4.5 million a year to subsidize a private business to manage our Center for Performing Arts and our Museum of Contemporary Arts. They occupy those facilities for free, and they don't give any of the admissions that they charge to those facilities back to the city. Now, I'm a big proponent of public art and performing arts and contemporary arts. I think they're vital to the culture of our city and our brand of the city, but they really don't have a lot of meaning if people don't feel safe walking downtown to go to those facilities. So I think we have to demand from all of our expenditures a real and mutual exchange of value with the folks that we're contracting with to make sure that we are efficient in our expenditures and not spend money in places that we don't need to spend money, so we'll have money available to ensure things like public safety.
I'm appreciative of Mr. Washington's work as a community organizer and being down at City Hall. He was down at City Hall for the past 8 years observing Mayor Lane every Tuesday night, but yet still endorsed Mayor Lane 4 years ago, and that's what set us on the course that we're on right now. I believe that there's a political and powerful class in our city that seems to feel as though only if you've served in city government, or you've been on a commission, or you're a zoning attorney, or you're a big developer, it's basically saying to all of us as citizens, you leave it to us. Just give us your tax dollars and you leave all that to us. You know, that's really nice that you want to step up and run for mayor, but why didn't you run? Why didn't you join the Shrubbery and Small Desert Plants Commission first and do that for 10 years, and then maybe we'll listen to your input. I believe that every citizen in this room has the skills to be able to provide their leadership to this city, and we need a new, fresh perspective coming into City Hall, because we've had the same folks down at City Hall every Tuesday night, whether they be standing up and talking in front of the TV for 3 minutes, or they're on the city council. 8-10 years of the same people, and where's it getting us? It's really not getting us where this city needs to go. Thanks.